Flosstube. My name is Haley, otherwise known as Peregrine Stitcher here on Flosstube and over on Instagram. Welcome to my channel, which is all about cross stitch. Today is June 3rd, 2026, and this is Flosstube number 32. For those of you that are following me, you will very well note that I haven't done a Flosstube in a while. It's been over a year. The last one was May 23rd, 2025, and it has been quite a year. I am alive and stitching, so all's well that ends well. But I thought I would just maybe start with a personal update because a lot of my stitching won't make sense unless it's within that context. So just as briefly as I can and sort of chronologically, after my last Flosstube, remained very busy at work, and then in July I went on my summer vacation. I usually go around my birthday, and I went up to Mackinac Island and stayed at the Grand Hotel, which is a magical place. If you've ever seen Somewhere in Time, which is an older movie with Jane Seymour and Christopher Reeves, great movie. It's filmed there, and it's just this really amazing old hotel, and they don't allow cars on the island, so it's only horse and carriage and bicycles. And there's a beautiful veranda where you can sit and look over the lake, and it's very, I don't know, kind of fancy schmancy, like you take your meals down in the dining room and you have to dress for dinner, things like that. But I had a great time. I got a lot of stitching done on that veranda, and it was just very relaxing and quiet. So that was a great trip through about the middle of July. And then shortly after I got back, I got very, very sick, and I ended up in the hospital for a week or two, and they were trying to figure out what was going on. They kind of got me stabilized and released me, and a couple of days after I got out of the hospital and was back at work, I lost my job. Long story there, but it turned out to be good because I was very sick. And so quickly, you know, had to sort of move out of my apartment in Chicago, come back to my house in New York and get all my stuff here and sell my car and kind of figure out next steps. Meanwhile, I continued to be very, very sick and in and out of the hospital, trying to figure out what was going on. And it turned out that I had end-stage liver failure, brought on by probably a number of things, but one of which was a rare genetic disease called hemochromatosis, which causes your liver to fail. And it probably wasn't helped any by my unhealthy coping mechanisms. So anyhow, nonetheless, I ended up in the hospital probably every other week for the next several months. And finally, I was told that the only way I would live is if I got a liver transplant. So I started working towards getting on the list, which was no easy task. And so I think between July and December, I was in the hospital maybe 14 or 15 times for a minimum of a week. So, you know, some in Chicago and then back here at home in New York. Very, very sick. What happened is that my body stopped producing red blood cells, and so I didn't have enough blood in my body to function. And so all of my organs were essentially failing at that point, including my brain, which was really interesting. Anyhow, and then in January, early January, because I was so very sick and weak, I fell and I broke my hip and pelvis and ended up having to get surgery for that and couldn't walk for a while. So I was home January and February, in and out of the hospital again, still for the other issue. And then I finally got officially listed on a transplant waiting list while I was in the hospital, actually, in March, the end of March of this year. And that was a exciting and nerve-wracking. And so I ended up going home from the hospital like early April, and literally like a day later, they called me and said that they had a liver for me. So I went back into the hospital and I had to transplant. And that was really, really intense and scary. And I have a long recovery still ahead of me. But I made it, I'm alive, and I'm so, so grateful to be here. Sorry, I don't want to get emotional, but I am really grateful to the donor for making that decision and for giving me that gift of a second chance. So if you've ever considered signing up to be an organ donor, please do so, because it really can make a huge difference. Anyhow, so I have been home now recovering for a few weeks and starting to, feel halfway human again. And so I've done some stitching. I couldn't stitch a lot while I was sick, and especially in the hospital. If you've been in the hospital, you know it's not a place to rest. They're constantly doing tests and a constant flood of people coming in to ask you questions and things like that. So really glad for that part to be over, but I will show you some things that I did, a lot of smalls. I have some finished objects, some whips I want to show you, and a little bit about plans going forward. Thanks to all of you who message me on Instagram or YouTube to check in on me. I really appreciate that. And I'll try to sort of be back among the land of the living going forward. Okay, so I'm going to start with some finished objects because I just got them back yesterday from the framer. So the first one, I'll start with the big one. This is one, oops, sorry, you can see my yard. This is one I had done maybe 20 years ago. I can't recall the designer, it's quite old. But this has been living in my under the bed box of shame of things that I stitched and never got finished. So I got this one framed finally because in our village, they just opened a community center. We had this old church on a corner, typical, steepled white church. Used to be a Methodist church, but they kind of folded. And so the community came together to purchase the building and turn it into a community center. And one of the things they're doing there is teaching music lessons and things like that. So I'm going to donate this to the community center for the music room. So I just wanted to show this to you before I give it to them. So I'll be able to see it, but I won't be able to show you. Okay, really excited about the community center. They're doing all kinds of great programming for community members around the arts, exercise, lots of classes, LGBTQ programming, just all kinds of things that are going to be a really great addition to our community. Okay, I have a few other framed projects here. This is also a gift. So this is this one, September's Return by Maximum Cross Stitch. Hey Ellen, love this pattern. I think I did it for Sampler September for whichever year that was. Maybe last year? No, it must have been 2 years ago. No, it was. Well, I don't know if I just put 2025 because that's when I finished it or what. I don't remember. My brain was toast. Anyhow, I love the way it turned out. It was super fun to stitch. Highly recommend. And I am going to give this to my neighbor who lives next door. She's a lovely woman, as well as her husband. They're in their 90s and super sweet. She's always like bringing me baked goods and things. And we like to sit out on the porch and chat. So I wanted to give this to her. I hope she'll like it. She always remarks on my my cross stitch projects. So then I also got this one back. Let's see the chart here. So this is a modern folk embroidery chart to go on my sampler wall, and this is Garrett Brookwees. I don't know if I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly. But it's a companion piece. I had done the other one that this person had done as a child, and then she stitched this one later after she had become an adult. And so I just thought this was so cute. I love the little tea kettle, all of the cherries in different colors, and the hearts. It's just perfect. I did put my own initials and the year when it was finished, and this will go on my sampler wall, which is now in my dining room in New York. And so maybe next time I'll do the floss tube from there so you can see it. I do have lots of floss tubes up in this, cross stitches in this room. You just can't see them. This is my library slash office. And so I have this big one, the MFE stitch along from a few years ago. I don't know if you can see. It's my Jane Austen because of the library. And then this whole closet over there is full of my cross stitch stuff. And I have my piano and my couch and a stitchy chair. And so this is a great place to spend time. Okay, two other framed pieces. This is one I had done a long time ago as well. This is from, I don't have the chart with me, Michelle? Stitchy Bendy Stitchy? I can't remember exactly. But I had gotten this a long time ago as a kit from Evertote. Came with a really cute flamingo bag, project bag. And I used the Roxy Floss Co. and fabric. And so I'm giving this one to my sister. We've sort of been back in touch. For those of you who have watched my channel in the past, we were kind of out of contact for quite a few years there. But with me getting sick, she really was super, super helpful. She lives up near the hospital in Rochester and was really helpful in sort of getting me there and places and visiting me in the hospital and bringing me what I needed and just being there to support me. So I really appreciate that. So this is one of the things I'm gonna give to her. And then this one is also for her and her family. So this is, I think this is from a Stitch North retreat, and it was a freebie. It's a little bear. It's done with a variegated floss, and I just used the floss and fabric that came with the chart. I don't have it here, so I'm sorry I can't tell you who it was by. But my sister and her husband inherited like a little cabin that they're now running as an Airbnb or VRBO, something like that. And so I just did this for their little cabin, and the name of it is Timber Haven. So I just backstitched welcome to Timber Haven, and they can put that wherever they want, maybe like with a guest book or something. Okay, so those are my finished objects. And now I will move to some finishes, quite a few finishes. And I'm gonna go sort of reverse chronologically. So this is my most recent finish, which I just finished this morning. So this is a little strawberry. It's a freebie. It's available on Fat Quarter Shop on their website. And it's by Erica Michaels. And I saw it when I watched the Flosstube by Mama Loves You GB. She did this one, and she's doing sort of a strawberry type challenge this month. So I thought, I'm not really much into patriotic type themes, but I thought I can't be a cross stitcher alive in 2026 and not do something for the 250th anniversary, birthday, whatever it is. And this is just small and cute, and I've always wanted to learn how to make a strawberry. So yeah, I just used floss from Stash and a piece of leftover fabric. And now I will try to figure out how to finish it. Now that I have a little more time, not having a job. And then I also did this one. I think this was also from Stitch North, and it was a chart that I think it's available now. Do I have it? Yes, this is by Tiny Modernist. It's called Stitch Together, but I think we got this at a Stitch North retreat, and I finally got around to doing it. I think it's really cute. And I might get this one framed and give it to, we have a local craft shop that just opened not too long ago, and they have gatherings like for crafters to bring their stuff and chit chat and work together, so I might give that to them. And then these two, again, I don't have the charts. I got these, I downloaded these from a seller on Etsy. You may have seen them. This is the Spring Songbird. And then this is the Winter. Aren't they cute? I really want to do like a bird wall. So I've been trying to keep a bird project going here and there. But these were really fun to stitch and they didn't take that long. I think there's also a summer and an autumn, so maybe I'll get those too. Yeah. So those are cute. I also just ordered off of Etsy or some other website this series of the birds and hats. So I want to do that too, but I don't, I don't have a printout or anything yet. This is one that I actually did in the hospital. I finished it after I got the transplant while I was recovering. So this is Tudor Bee, and this is by the Blue Flower. She's a favorite of mine. So Tudor Bee. And this again was so much fun to stitch. And I was having a hard time stitching there for a while due to aforementioned brain problems and not being able to count. And also my hands are super shaky and I couldn't like hold a needle. So I did just a little bit at a time and eventually finished it. So really like that one. I don't know what I'll do with it. And then this one, I love this one. So this is from my collection of Japanese French books. This is what it looks like. This is a gift from my kids from when they went to South Korea. They got me a couple of these books, and this is the first one I've done, the first pattern. Just love it. I want to do every single pattern that's in there. This one will go in my bird wall as well. But isn't that adorable? And I just use floss from Stash. I mean, all the instructions in the book are in Japanese, but if you know how to cross stitch, it's no problem. You know, it uses DMC colors, and so I just switched those out for what I had on hand. So that was this one, the bird book. That's what it looks like. I don't know how you would get it in America. Looks like the name of the French designer is Hélène Lebert. Okay, and so then I did another one from one of the other books, and this is the French shops, I call them, and it basically has all the different shops that you might see on a French street or a street in Paris. And so I did the one on the cover, adapted more or less, the Salon de Thé, and all the little pastries and teapots are so cute in the window. I just love stitching this one as well. And this is going to be, so I have like a little tea station right there. You can see that. And I'm going to put a couple tea themed cross stitches up above that once I get them framed. And this is one of them. And then I have an older Dimensions kit that I had stitched that's a stack of teacups. So in similar colors, kind of blue and pink, which kind of matches my tea set there. So anyhow, I want to do like all of the other shops in that book as well. And actually, I also just got this one. This is from Le Petit Prince, The Little Prince, and it's all the images from that book. it's hard to show you because a lot of them are charts, so it's just hard to show you, but you know. Anyhow, so both the kids graduated this last month. Em graduated, and my youngest, and her partner Andrea graduated, and she's from Macau, and so her mom came over for the graduation, and she brought me this book to add to my collection, as well as some other cross stitch books, which I'll show you at some point. Okay, I've also been doing a lot of smalls, like I mentioned. So I have some Quirky Quakers. So this one is super tiny. It's a little squirrel with an acorn. Floss from Stash. This is from oh, here's the chart for the bear. It was Stitch North 23 by Wild Whimsy. And then this one was from a Christmas card from Evertote. So I did that. I just added some green in there. It was fun. Cute. It's my neighbor's dog, if you can hear that. And then I realized that I think I was supposed to give away the chart and the floss for this Quirky Quaker lobster. And I just rewatched my last Flosstube, and I don't think I ever did because I still have it. So I will go back through the comments and notify the winner, because now I'm in a position to sort of get this out to them at the post office. So that's another Quirky Quaker. So those are all, oh wait, no, I have a few more. This is the one I'm working on right now, also a Quirky Quaker. It's a flamingo. And I got a little pack of these napkins, I guess, because they're already finished. And they're super tiny. I want to say the count is probably at least 46, if not 56, so it's really, really tiny. But I thought I'd just start a collection of these, and I'll show you in a minute, but I got a number of other Quirky Quakers and small charts to do that. Okay. So yeah, oh, I have the chart. That's Quirky Quaker Flamingo. And then I have a couple bigger ones. So this is, let's see here. This is Elizabeth Duff Curtin from Hands Across the Sea, one of my favorites designers. And this is what I have so far. And you'll see that I have a little bit of an issue here. So this is what I have so far. And I, in my brain fog, started it the wrong way on the fabric. It should have been like this. So I am going to run out of room on the bottom there for everything. So if you can see on the chart, there are like some little dogs and deer and then the names. So I don't know, what do you, if you were me and didn't want to actually stitch the whole thing all over again, how would you condense it? I mean, I could leave out the dogs and the deer and leave the name, and maybe make it a little bit smaller font. Or I could leave out the name and leave the dogs and the deer, and I could find another way. I could maybe put her initials and the year, like here between these two chickens or birds, whatever they are. I don't know. I had gotten all the way to here before I realized I had the wrong orientation. So I'm not going to redo that. I'm just not. It'll be for all of us to know and no one else to find out, right? So yeah, I'll probably finish that pretty soon. I don't have too much more to go. And then this one, let's see. Sorry, This is another whip that I started in a hospital. This is Eddie and Patsy by Maximum Cross Stitch. Love this pattern, and I was really enjoying stitching it. I'll show you what I have so far. So the colors are just amazing, very vibrant. However, I made a huge mistake, and so I either have to rip out this entire flower right here because it's way off, and it's just gonna, the pattern is gonna run into the claws. Or I could maybe just restitch it. I think I have enough on the fabric to make it fit, like, you know, it's not that big, but I have to measure it, but I could probably fit it on this side and just redo it. I was so depressed when I realized that I royally screwed that up, but oh well, that happens sometimes. And then let's see, a couple other things in terms of whips. Now this is a little one I started sometime last year. I don't know what I'm gonna do on this one. It's beautiful. I saw the finished piece at one of the retreats, and it was just gorgeous. It's this one, a Dutch sampler by Kathy Barrick, and gorgeous. I think it must have been, what is the retreat, the big one that they do in Ohio? I can't recall. Again, brain isn't working. But I got the called for fabric, which I can't remember the name of at the moment. Oh, Havana from Weeks Dye Works. And I got the silk flosses, so I don't know. This is what I did so far. It's just so subtle. I mean, it's pretty, but the fabric is a little bit hard to work on, and it's not an easy chart, I guess. So I haven't really felt up to working on it this past year, but I very well may look at it again. And then this is one I just started this morning, actually, after I finished the 250 strawberry. And I've been wanting to do this one for a while. This is, oops, I don't have it out. Hold on. Not as organized as I should be. This is a new setup for me, so hard to know where to put things. But I wanted to show you, oh yeah, it's this one by JetX Designs, and this is Pink Rin. So I have this on a piece of one-of-a-kind fabrics that I got from Evertote or Roxy Floss, and so this is my start. This fabric looks really close to pub crawl to me, but the actual color on it is July 22nd, number 5, under the shade. And these are the flosses. I use some DMC and some floss from Stash. So, I mean, they're gonna look really amazing on that green fabric. So, looking forward to doing that. And then I realized I just rewatched the last Flosstube because I couldn't even remember where I left off. And I realized that I was so close to finishing Martha Walmsley, and I completely forgot that I was working on it. It was in a box, still packed up from Chicago, but I found it. And so I thought I'd pull it out so I can finish it because I'm so very close. So I'll just show it to you again because I have it and it's so pretty. Yeah, there you go. So same place I left off last time in the last Flosstube, but now that I see it, I'm definitely gonna finish this. All I have is the 1/1 name and to add a little bit more here, and I'll be done. And I'll get it framed. Yay! I can't believe I just totally forgot about it. I don't know. And that's it for whips. In term, haul, I haven't obviously been doing a lot of shopping. Um, I have done a bit of ordering online, so I should show you briefly some of the things I got and will be working on. So I signed up to go to Stitch North in April, but of course I couldn't because I was either still in the hospital. I think I was still in the hospital, or maybe I had just gotten home. And so I can't go anywhere right now, actually. I can only leave the house for doctor's appointments. So I could not go to Stitch North, but they did send me the swag bag, which was nice. And I got a few other things. I'm not going to show you everything. I'm sure other people who attended it showed you, but I did get the project bag, and all the stuff in the swag bag is mostly in there. There were a few charts that were exclusives. So this one, Canada J by Diana Bloom Designs, and Morning Walk bouquet, also by Diana Bloom. And then because I was on the Evertote site, I had to continue ordering stuff. So I got this one, Spring Alphabet Garden and Smalls by Jeanette Douglas. Love flowers. And yeah, I think this one from Tiny Modernist was for Stitch North. And I think also this one, Hester's Easter Jumper by Pansy Patch Quilt. This one, Phoenix Rising by Enchanting Lair. And this is a cute little one, Little Bird, Charmed Chirp by Thread the Needle Design. Okay, and then I've also sort of ordered a few other things. As I mentioned, I love doing the Tudor Bee, so I ordered a few more from the Blue Flower, the Tudor Fox and the Tudor Hare. And then I also got the Spring Quail. And this one, so I know I have this chart somewhere, but I cannot find it for the life of me. So I just ordered it again. It's the llama with the little colored lights, which I think is so adorable. And I wanted to make it for a card for someone this year. So when I find the other chart, which I know I have somewhere, it might be in a box because I have not unpacked yet from moving back from Chicago. But I will eventually, and when I find it, I will give it away. And then I ordered more Quirky Quakers because I had so much fun on those so far. So I got the octopus, the elephant, the fox, and the turtle. So again, I might, oh, and the bee. I might continue to do those on the little square napkins. Just have a little collection. And then I got these smalls as well, both by Jeanette Douglas. So I got the Chubby Bird and the Chubby Bear. So I'm liking alternating back and forth between larger projects and smalls that are more manageable. Okay, I think that's it for stitching. Yeah. Not going to any retreats anytime soon. I am signed up for the spring session of Stitch North of 27. I think that's probably the soonest I'll be able to travel again. And, you know, I'm not sure, I'm sure I will eventually need to go back to work, but I can't right now, can't work, I'm on disability. So I am utilizing the time by sort of, you know, spending time with friends, family, and stitching and reading and organizing and playing the piano a little bit and having tea in the afternoon, kind of like a 17th, 18th century spinster. I don't know, something like that. Rocking on the porch. I don't know. But it's okay. And we'll see what the next chapter holds. So anyhow, that's what's going on with me. Thanks for hanging in. And I hope to see you again soon, much sooner than a year. Hopefully sometime next month I'll touch bases again. So hope everyone is well. Take care till next time. Thanks. Bye.